Sourcegraph Cody is an AI assistant which works with your code editor to find, plan, and suggest or even write code for you in various languages. In this video, I'm going to use Sourcegraph Cody to analyze and play around with some of the code snippets in Terraform, Python, and even a Kubernetes YAML file to see how Cody works out. I already have installed the Cody extension on my VS Code. I have another video where I show you how to install that extension, and I will put the link in the video's description. So now let's play around with this Cody assistant. Let me first open my Terraform file and then click on the left hand side on the Cody, go to recipes and then select your Terraform code in the editor and click on explain selected code in the recipes. And you can see there are a lot of recipes here. So let me click the top one, explain selected code detailed. Now Cody is analyzing this code and it is telling me line by line and snippet by snippet as what exactly this code is doing. And so if I go at the top, you can see first it just pulled out the whole code and then it is telling us, okay, this is my understanding of the code. It is telling us about data sources and what these data sources are doing, about VPC, then AMI selection, EC2. So basically it is telling me that this Terraform code is creating an AWS resource and then it is going into a detailed view of those AWS resources and what it is doing. At the end, it is also telling me that because I am using some of the variables, but I haven't specified where those files are. So Cody doesn't have the full context and it is also highlighting that fact. Cool. Um, so this is done. Now go back to recipes. And one more thing, if you click here on this round arrow, then it will clear the window for Cody in the chat so you can restart it. And also remember that Cody doesn't remember anything. Once you clear it, it's gone. So don't worry about any security issues for your code. Okay, so my code is still selected. I'm going here and I'm asking it that can you do a high level now? It is again analyzing my Terraform code and then it is just giving me a very good cool summary that overall goal of this code is to launch an EC2 instance with a specific KME in a given VPC and with an IAM role. And how cool is that? So just suppose if a new developer has joined your organization and he wants to read the existing code and he wants to first get a high level view what exactly this code is doing, he could use Cody to get the summary out of it. Cool. Now after Terraform, let's try out a Python code. Now this I just selected my Python code in VS Code and let me select it. Go back to the Cody and then go to let me first clear it. Go to recipes and then ask it to give you a high level selected code view. Now Cody is analyzing it and again it is telling us what exactly this code is doing and if you read through it, it's spot on. That is what it is telling us. This is what this code is doing. Now let me go into a conversation with Cody because it is based on LLM, the large language model, and it is a conversation style artificial intelligence. Let me ask Cody a few questions about this code, which it has just analyzed. Okay, before I run it, let's take a moment and read what I have written. So I'm treating Cody as a human. That is the whole purpose of this artificial generative intelligence or general AI, just like ChatGPT, in which we we expect these virtual AI assistants to be as good as human or even better. So I'm asking Cody, and I'm also doing a bit of a role play that okay, thank you for the code review. and I'm telling it that Cody is a great Python developer, and I'm further asking it if it could find any errors here. The thing which I have written here is called as a prompt. The better the prompt, the realistic the prompt, the better output would be. Let me send this to Cody and see what Cody says. And look, it is not a human, but it understands the compliment, and then it is also being humble. And then it is telling me that okay, no, and then it is after thanking me and being humble, it is answering my question that it can't detect the syntax error, that it is also telling me its limitation. Uh, so it is still being subservient to humans, which is great, but let's see how long that lasts. Anyway, it's also giving us a disclaimer about the code validation and verification. Okay, let me treat it as an Australian. No worries. Do you see any maybe semantic errors? Let's see what it says. Okay, so it is telling us its limitation that it doesn't do semantic analysis, which is okay. Now let's go back to recipes, and now let's try to translate this Python code to JavaScript. Here is another recipe, translate to different language. Click on it and then select JavaScript here. Now it is converting it to JavaScript. So let it complete and then we will quickly have a look at that code. So now as you can see, maybe let me see. Okay, let me see if I could copy this enough. Okay, this copy button. Maybe open a new file here and then paste here. So if you go at the top again, if just like in my Python code, it created some variables here and constants, then the main function, and that some try catch block and then looping and all that stuff. Looks pretty much good to me. I haven't tested it, but looks good to me. Maybe it needs some tweaking here and there, but overall it looks great. If you're a JavaScript developer, then I think this is a real blessing. All you need to do is to just quickly go through it and make changes as you wish. Nice. Let's check a Kubernetes manifest file now. Let me first clear this chat window, go to my files, and then sample deployment YAML manifest in the Kubernetes. Now, as you see, it's a simple deployment file in Kubernetes. I'm going to analyze with Cody. So click on Cody here, go to recipes, and then maybe select this. Instead of doing the recipes, let's try out if I could ask Cody to manually do review this file. Hi Cody, favor and analyze selected manifest code of Kubernetes. Now let's see what it does. Now look at it. At the start, it is so nice, and it is also telling me code by code, line by line, what this code does. It defines a deployment. Deployment will have three replicas, as you can see on line number 8. And then it is telling me the selector and labels, and also the reason behind it. So you can even learn it that the selector and label will be used to manage pod in the deployment, and then the pod spec, the container image which I'm using, and which port it exposes. And at the end, it is telling me that this manifest will deploy three replicas of an Nginx web server. Just pause for a moment and think about it. Nowhere in this code, I'm telling it that what this Nginx is, but Cody is intelligent enough to know that Nginx is a web server, and then it is mapping it with my own code. So this is awesome. Okay, I think I already have taken so much time in this video, so maybe I will finish this video here, but I will carry on my experimentation with Cody, and I'll be giving you out more and more information. Maybe in the next video, I'll try asking Cody to write me a full-blown script. I hope you found this useful and could appreciate the potential here. If you have any suggestions, feedback, comments, please put them down the video, and thank you.